Okay, here I am, Chef Yes, in your kitchen, and we're going to make Boova Shenkel. Now, I know some of you tune in for the live, and a lot of you have to catch it later because you have things like homeschooling children to do. In that case, I'm just going to get into it, and we can begin. Welcome to Hell Yes, Let's Cook. Boova Shenkel, or little boy's legs, which every good witch loves. There's a few different steps to this, and I think that we should start with our pastry so it can rest while we get the rest together, so that I can roll it out, pop it on our stew, and fire it in the oven and show you my finished product, because I went ahead and made one this morning just to be sure. What's fun about this one is this is a really old recipe, and I've never ever made it until this morning. I really didn't like the way this recipe worded the directions and the ingredients, so I changed a lot of it. If you use the one I posted from the vintage cookbook, you might be more inclined to use the recipe that I give you at the end of this video. So, without further ado, let us get some pastry together. You want a bowl. You want 2 cups of flour. I'm going to grab my measuring cup here and get myself 2 cups of flour. I imagine you could do this with a gluten-free substitute. There's a lot of different mixes out there that'll give you what you're looking for. I tend to lean towards rice flour myself, but I do really like those blends that you can get at the store for gluten-free baking. So here we go. 2 cups of flour. You can call me flour if you like. Anybody remember what that's from? Okay, a little pinch of salt, maybe like more, a teaspoon. Okay, you don't want flavorless dumplings. Am I right? Okay. And you also need baking powder. I'm going to use a teaspoon, and I don't bother dicking around with real teaspoon measuring spoons, you know. I just get a little spoon, like a cereal spoon, and here we go. If you level it off with your finger, 1 and a half in there. Mix that up. So you have in the bowl flour, baking powder, and salt. I'm not using any baking soda. If you're curious, the difference between baking soda and baking powder is one is dry and heat activated, and one of them is wet activated. If I used baking soda, the minute this dough got wet, it would begin reacting. Now, let's not be like baking soda and overreact. Everybody stay calm. Okay. Part of the reason I get so nervous before these shows is there's a lot of people watching, I hope, that I really respect in the cooking world. And I feel like if I fuck up, they're going to be the first to notice. But here, this was a half cup of butter that I had in the freezer, which is probably too cold. And I noticed right before I was about to start that it was frozen still, so I chopped it up real fine, which actually, in the long run, works great for what we're doing, because you really do want cold butter in your pastry. So chop up that bit of butter that you've got. Is it a half a cup? Cube it, slice it, smash it, Hulk smash, whatever you want. Okay, I chopped some butter, and it is now going into our flour. Okay, there we go. Do you have a pastry cutter? It's the kitchen version of brass knuckles. Fuck yeah. No, seriously, this is a wonderful tool. If you don't have one, 2 butter knives will work great. I'll show you the butter knife action. You're gonna grab 2. No, we're not doing hot knives. God, does anybody remember that from when you were a teenager? Oh God, the trouble we got in. You're just going to cut and cut and cut and cut and cut and cut and cut, or you can be fancy and try 2 in one hand. See that? And do it like this. This takes far longer than a pastry cutter. So whip out those kitchen brass knuckles and give it some cuts. So what you're looking for is pea-sized granules of butter in your flour mix. It's gonna take a little elbow grease. Anybody ever worked in a kitchen or some kind of shop where you sent the rookie newbie to the store to pick up some elbow grease? I've heard that it works. But no, this is not one of the things you've got to run to Costco to hoard. Elbow grease is from within. So here we are. We're greasing with our elbows. Okay. I really do like it when it's cold butter. I will admit, it's harder to chop, but hey, you get a nice little mixture here. So you can always use your hands a little bit, but we're gonna always come around back to ne touche pas, or don't fucking touch it. French first, American second. But you can get your hands in there a little bit. Grind it all up. You can like smush it between your fingers. You want the butter to be as evenly spread throughout the flour as possible for a few reasons. The number one reason is as the butter melts, it's going to steam and release little pockets of air and moisture, and that's what gives your pastry its beautiful flakiness. Where there's one place we like flakiness, it's in our pastry, but not the rest of our lives. Am I right? Okay, this looks pretty good to me. Little granulated things. It's very dry. It's just butter, salt, powder, baking powder, and flour. What we're going to add to this to bring it together is cold water. Let me go rinse off my dirty mitts, and I'll be right back. Okay. Run that water till it's cold. Some people are going to tell you it has to be ice water. That is not true. Cold water will work. Not lukewarm, not room temp, not hot. Although most of y'all are hot. I can attest to that. I want cold water. Some. We don't know yet how much. It really depends on the humidity of the day, the water content in your butter, a lot of different factors. So, here we are. We are going to bring this together with a wooden spoon. As some of you know, I love wooden spoons, and yes, I do have a selection, a varied arsenal, if you will. Okay, so push it around, push it around, push it around. Do a little dribble of cold water. Push it around some more. Bring it together. You can see it kind of starts to clump up. That's good. We're on the right track. Do a little more drizzle. If anybody saw the little clip I did earlier in the day, I really hope that you have some simmered, soft, sliced, cooked potatoes handy and ready to go into these little dumplings. We're almost there. I'm going to use my hand to get right in there. Okay. Because you're going to give it a squeeze, and if you see, it'll start to come together. Not yet. Let's keep going. It's like you're giving it a good squeeze. Scoop from the bottom, flip it over and squeeze it. Scoop from the bottom, flip it over and squeeze it. It sounds kind of dirty, huh? Man, if my mind weren't in the gutter, it would be homeless. All right, another drizzle, another scoop, flip and squeeze. Scoop, flip and squeeze. Push it down with the heel of your palm. This is, again, an exercise in elbow grease. Do your kids know what elbow grease is? Probably not. No time like the present. Look at that. See how it's coming together? It's almost there. I used to be so afraid of making pastry, of bread, of pie dough. I don't know why. It's really, you just make it your bitch, and you got it. Now, you don't need to have every little dry bit and crumb in the bottom worked into your dough. Fold it, smash it down. Fold it, smash it down. Fold it, smash it down. Okay, hopefully you have a nice clump. Dry bits are falling off it, that's okay. I want you to shape it into a disc. Ta-da, ta-da. Okay, ditch the bowl. And then, oh gosh, I'm nervous. I'm gonna take a deep breath. Anybody else feel like breathing with me? Okay. Nice flat disc. Shape the edges, make it nice and tight. Do you have plastic wrap? We are going to wrap this disc and pop it in, come on, to the fridge. There we go. Okay, there it is. You can mush it down a little bit more now that it's in the plastic wrap. Disc of pastry dough. Good job, guys. Pop it in the fridge. Okay, get this mess out of the way. Your brass knuckles, your shanks. All right, rinse your hands, get that floury mess off. How's everybody doing today? Thanks for joining in this week. I think we're gonna figure out some kind of a plan or program that I can stick to that works for most of us. I'm really happy to be here in your kitchen with you. Hi guys. Flip that bitch over. Alright, I'm gonna use my favorite piece of cooking ware, this badass Dutch oven that I got at Cabela's a very, very long time ago. And we are gonna start with the top side. I want that nice and high on my ridiculous electric stove. I'm gonna set it at 7 and a tiny bit, just a skosh. Anybody know what a skosh is? It's half a blade's width. It's just a little bit. All right, stewing meat. Put that onto your cutting board. What I have is a nice chunk of top sirloin roast round something or other. I don't know. It's what they have at the store. It's the best I could do in quarantine. Okay, you got a good knife? I do. Here we go. It's got butter on it. I think that's okay. Never apologize for butter. I want a little bowl. Let's go with like inch-ish size cubes of your meat. Maybe you got stew beef and it's ready to go, and if that's the case, fire it into the bowl. Okay, here we go. You got heat under that pan, right? I want it hot. We need searing action. This may be the most action some of you have seen in days. I know it is for me. Yay, quarantine. All right, chopped into the bowl. Rinse your damn hands. Wash them with soap and everything. I mean, goodness sakes, you better be able to wash your hands without me telling you to do so. This whole pandemic has taught us at least that, if not also how to be kind and loving to each other. Okay, your meat, salt and pepper, good amount. I always use this Creole stuff. Really, it's like my favorite. Sprinkle of that, sprinkle of that. Hopefully that pan is hot. Let's crank it a little more. I really should have had it preheating, to be totally honest. I blew it. Oh gosh. Just kidding, everything's fine. A little drizzle of oil on your meat. Life takes lubrication, am I right? Okay. I'm gonna get a spoon to stick in there. Stick it in. Okay. Make sure all your seasoning is evenly coating your meat. For the batch that I made this morning, I actually used lamb stew meat because I'm a sucker for lamb. I love lamb! Something like that. This is beef. I have lamb in the oven. You can use any kind of braising meat you want. One of my specialties, I like to think, is braising meat. It's an art form, but it's an easy one to pick up, and I have faith that you can do it. If I can, you can, okay? So, take one meat, touch it to your pan, one meat, one piece of meat. Ooh, did you hear that? Ooh, okay, let's do it. I mentioned the other day when we were making bolognese that we want space around our meat for the juices to evaporate. If you don't have space, it's just gonna exude its juices and become a meat boil. And it's not gonna brown. It's gonna just simmer in the juice. And I mean, while that's kind of tasty, it's not really what we're looking for. That recipe in that book tells you to just wipe your meat off and cook it in water. Are you fucking kidding me? I do like my meat to be cleaned. Dry is better, but water? No seasoning? Come on. A tip from me. Chef Yes, your handy home kitchen. I will avoid adding water to a recipe if at all possible, because what is water? It's wet. I'm not kidding. It doesn't taste like much. I saw a girl on a cooking show. She was like, I'm all about flavor. And I was like, who the fuck is it? Yeah, hi, I'm Chef Yes, and I'm here to cook you some super bland food. No, none of you people would be watching. So, let's add some flavor to our lives, right? We're gonna use wine. You can use beer if you don't have any wine. Doesn't have to be white wine, it can be red wine. You could use apple juice. You could use chicken broth, beef broth, pork broth, veggie broth. Hopefully you've got a pot on the back corner of your stove if you started watching me 5 days ago, a week ago. God, some time ago, as time seems to have become irrelevant. Irrelevant? One second, let me get back to you. Irrelevant. Washing hands. So, I'm going to peek over at my screen there and see if any of you have any thoughts or comments that you've shared with me so far. This is great. I think so too. Let's see, what else did you say? No, but there's some people watching. That's pretty good. I love you guys. Okay. Anybody have some good tongs? Do you know what every chef does every single time they pick up a pair of tongs? Just to make sure they still work. 1 or 2 clicks, it's okay. Excuse you, get out of the kitchen. Not you, I was talking to the dog. Okay, let's have a peek. Browning, do you see that color? Oh, fuck yeah. Okay, turn each piece. Oh, so happy. So nummy, num num num. Okay. Cast iron is gonna give you the best sear. Non-stick's not going to give you the color you want. Do you have a heavy bottom steel pot? Try that. Okay. Turned over. Another minute or 2. We are going to swap out our cutting board. I'm going to go get my wood one that's nice and clean. This is my favorite cutting board. I've had it for, God, decades now, I think. For those of you that don't know much about me, my name is Yes Bryce, and I've been a professional chef, excuse me, for the last 20 years. And before that I grew up in my mother's kitchen. We lived in a fishing lodge, we lived in a bed and breakfast. Cooking is in my blood. It's what I've done my whole life. And now that I can't go out of the house to cook for other people, this is a pretty effective way to keep my love of cooking being shared with the people that I love. So, thanks for being there. Do you have some onion? Let's go with a half of a one, okay? Do you have some celery? Let's grab 2-ish stalks. I'm gonna give them a rinse. All right, you got a carrot? We're gonna peel that. I have seen some of my friends having some naughty fun with a carrot. Well, I'll leave that up to your imagination. Where the fuck did I hide the peeler? God damn it. I had it out and then I used it and now I can't find it. Maybe it's in the sink. Well, shit. Did you guys take my peeler? Maybe it'll turn up. Well, anyway, let's check our meat. Is the other side browning? Yeah, okay. 2 sides browned is good enough. Let's get that meat into the other side of your Dutch oven or whatever pot you're going to stew this meat in. We are going to finish it in the oven. You can finish it on the stovetop if that's more to your liking. Okay. The other little bit of meat into the pan. Seriously though, where's my peeler? Did I like eat it? I even have 2 of them. Good Lord. Okay, spread that meat out. Like I said, it's gotta have room for the juices to evaporate. Nice, nice. Okay. I'm gonna look over here for the peeler, because I swear I used it. Do you guys do this in your house? Search for tools that you can't find that you know you just had? Huh. I'm not alone. It's good to know I'm not alone. Like, seriously though. Now I'm irritated. Where's my wine? Did you hide my peeler? Well, okay. I might leave carrot out of this one because I really don't like carrot peels. So, if you have a fucking peeler, peel the carrot and cut it into inch-sized pieces, would you? Cool, thanks. Alright, I'm just setting my carrot aside because I'm mad at it. Now we're going to go to the celery, and I'm going to keep the tips that I haven't snagged from for my stock. Actually, I'm just going to fire it right in the pot. You can do that. If you have stock going consistently throughout the day, you can add to it. Okay, these are cute little round pieces, chunks, whatever they are, semicircles. And I would like you to pop that in with the meat you have in the Dutch oven. Now we're going to go to the half of an onion. We're going to lay it flat on the cut side, and we're going to wiggle our knife through to the root. See that? Pull it out. Now you're going to turn it this way. And we're going to cut 1, 2, 3 from the root to the end. Turn it 90 degrees and cut it 3 more times. And you have these perfectly diced onions. I would love it if you could fire those into the pot with the meat. Okay. Moving right along. This little end in the stock pot. With flair. Okay. Seriously, you know what's going to be really funny is the minute I hit end on this video, I'm going to find that fucking peeler. I feel like I'm at work. We can never find the peeler there. This is working. It's making me feel like everything is situation normal. Not all fucked up. Ha! Imagine that. Mission accomplished. Okay, tongs. Right? Gotta make sure they work. Is the other side brown yet? Yeah, look at that color. So yummy. Turn them all over. Yum, yum, yum. This is gonna be good. Let's get your oven going to like 375, 350, 400. But I prefer 375. Oh, the song of the seared meat. It's a beautiful thing, is it not? Okay, that measuring cup or whatever you had cold water in, dump that out. And grab a cup of wine or a cup of beer. I'm using this super fancy box wine right now. Yeah. Do what we've got to, right? There it is. Cup of wine. Maybe you should pour 2 cups and slam one. Maybe I should drink the... Okay, I'll get a glass. Oh, there it is. I like like to cook with wine. Sometimes I even put it in the food. Cheers, guys. I love you all. Oh, it's so crisp and delightful. I need more wine in the cup now, though. Okay. I imagine we're getting pretty close. So, if you had like a quarter of an onion or a half an onion or something like that, I'd love it if you could cut it into little rounds and have that ready. Just a few, not a whole lot. You can throw that little end in the stock pot. And I'm going to add some chives to mine today, just because on a whim I found them in the crisper and I think that they'd be a nice addition to this little potato dumpling. Who doesn't love chives? I like to cut them in the middle, see if I can get them to the same length. Keep them nice and tight. And chop, 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 chop. Don't cut your fingers off. Don't cut your fingers off. Don't cut your fingers off. Oh my God! Just kidding. Okay, that little bit that didn't cut so good in the veggie pot. Okay, push that aside. You can go with your sliced onions. How's your meat? Browned on the other side yet? Check it. Yes. Okay. Pull that meat out and put it into the pot with the other meat and the celery, onion, and potentially peeled carrot. Oh, God. Just a reminder to myself that I am not perfect. I would turn the back burner off. You don't need cranking wild heat right now. The peeler, yeah, I know. Can you guys see it in the background? And like, I just can't see it and my glasses are fucking dirty or something? Is it there? Oh my God, the peeler. Okay, see all that beautiful goodness in the pan? You want that wine in. That's good. Another wooden utensil. Like I said, I've got selection. Kind of move it around the bottom of that pan. You want all those little crunchy bits. You are deglazing right now. Oh, deglazing. And there we go. Oh yeah, all those bits. Rub it in, rub it in, rub it in. Get all them bits. You want those bits in the liquid, okay? That's flavor, because we are chefs, cooks, human beings that like flavor. Am I right? Okay. Grab an oven mitt because I'm pretty sure that that cast iron pan is hot. Pour your liquid with all the bits over top of your meat. Okay. Now we need a cup of broth. Do you have broth in your pot on the back of your stove? If so, use that. If you don't, a little container of broth from the store works great. If you don't have that, a little bouillon cube. If you don't have that, the little jar of bouillabaisse. If you don't have that, fuck, I guess use water. It's okay, I won't be mad. Here we go. Look at that beautiful color. Pour that over your meat. Push it all around. Make sure it's fully submerged, okay? So this is a pretty basic beef stew. If you don't want to dick around with pastry and potatoes, you don't have to. This is probably going to be pretty tasty as it is. Oh, yeah, that is really hot. I should have listened to my own warning. Do as I say, not as I do. Okay, you have that pot. You have this lid. Put it on there and pop it in the oven. It's going to stay in there for, I don't know, probably 3 hours because you want your meat to fall apart. Fork tender. We're getting forked up. Go fork yourself. Fork in hell. Where's my fork and peeler? Oh my God. Okay. Bowl. We need a bowl. I need a bowl. Here we go. Let's try this one. Bowl. Put it in the back corner. Do you have those pre-par cooked sliced potatoes? Let's put those in the bowl. Okay. The onions and the chives in the bowl. We're going bowling. Man, bowling. That's not a very good social distancing game, huh? Here, stick your hand where 300 other people's hands have been today. Ooh, we're not going bowling. We have a bowl. That's good enough. Can you see in it? Sliced potatoes, sliced onions, some diced chives. Let's throw a little handful of parsley in there too. I've got some out. I'm just gonna rip a small handful off the bunch. I'm gonna ball it up tight. Rawr. Baller. And I'm going to chop it one way, go the other way. Okay. Parsley in there. Now, if you have that measuring cup that we used earlier, crack 2 eggs into it, please. 1, 2. Okay. I want a towel. There we go. The Cajun mix, as always. Little sprinkles. Little pepper. Measure that shit with your heart. Little salt. Gotta get forked again. Goodness gracious. Okay, whip them. Whip it. Whip it good. Yay. Hi, Diana. It's in the bar. Tara, it totally is. Okay, scrambled eggs all over your herby potatoes. All right, you actually might need that fork again. Your potatoes should be out of the damn kitchen, guys. Gosh, I guess it smells good. They should be delicate potatoes. If you par cooked them right, they're going to kind of fall apart a little as you mix this egg and herb stuff all together. That's okay. You see? I gotta work on the angle. I need a taller tripod. Not leaving the house makes this more difficult, but I think we're doing good so far. Okay. All right, you have your mix. Let us get ready. I need a bigger cutting board because we're gonna roll out some pastry. If you're cooking along with me, get this zone ready. Okay, I'm gonna come over here and get my zone ready. Clean cutting board. All right. Your meat mixture's in the oven, right? I sure hope so. Mine is. You got a potato, egg, onion, herb mixture ready? Mine is. Okay, so close. Reserve the knife. You're gonna need that. Cutting board. You're gonna want this cutting board nice and dry. Okay. Oh, my meat splattered everywhere. Try and clean as you go. That's what we do at work. Okay. Pretty dry. I have a heart full of flour because I bake with my heart. Oh my God, so cheesy. I'm sorry. There's no cheese in this dish, but I just added a whole bunch. Sprinkle your flour and spread it around. You want a nice, solid, floury coating on your cutting board because nothing pisses me off more than when my pastry sticks. Okay, get that cute little disc out. It could chill longer. If you're not cooking along with me and you want to do this at home, hit pause, let it chill another half hour, and come back. Even an hour. Fuck, even tomorrow if you're over it and you've had a rough day. Remember, the kitchen is your bitch. And if it isn't, call me and we'll talk about how to make it that way. Okay, disc o pastry. I like to maybe get more flour back up just in case. Okay, sprinkle a little over the top. Give it a few squishes with the heel of your palm. Maybe flip it over, make sure there's plenty of flour underneath it. And now you're gonna roll it out. And I like to go that way, turn it, and go that way, and turn it. This is creative navigation at its best. Which way does your cutting board go? Which way does your dough move? It's really a magical thing, being able to manipulate dough like this. And how about that for a life lesson? Let's manipulate dough and not other people. Am I right? Okay, let's manipulate dough and not the truth. Am I right? Holy fuck, I think we just got a little too heavy for a cooking show. Moving on, let's sprinkle a little bit more flour on there. Okay, move that all around. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, keep going. You want it a little thinner. You can work on one corner, bring it down to this corner, back over on this corner, pull it towards you. I would like this to be as close to the size of the cutting board as I can get it. How about you guys? I know some of you are baking extraordinaires. Tara, I really do admire your ability in the kitchen. You're quite talented. And a lot of you are as well. So I appreciate you taking the time to follow me here today. So that looks nice to me. Let's cut it in half. Slide one to the side. Pinch it together if it broke. Manipulate that dough. I think I'm gonna grab the rolling pin again and turn it and just pull the center out a little. Just a little. Okay. The Boova Shenkel recipe in the book calls for this ridiculous milk sauce, which I imagine could be good if you're 5 years old. And so don't be afraid to make it, but we're not going to make it today. In essence, you'll get a saute pan, you'll brown some bacon or brown some butter. You will dice some bread and saute the bread till it gets toasty golden brown, and then you're going to deglaze with milk and stir it together. It's a milk bread sauce, which apparently in 1945 was all the rage. I don't think if you did this right that you need a milk sauce. A dollop of sour cream on top might be nice. Okay, you got this? Does it move freely on your cutting board? Shake it, move it. Don't fuck it up though. Be gentle, come on. Calm down. Okay, you need your potato mixture and potentially a large spoon. I don't know how much potatoes you made, but let's put some into this little thing here. It's going to be a large dumpling. You don't need to worry about how many members of your family you have and how many dumplings, because everybody's going to need one. You'll see when I pull mine out of the oven what this actually makes. So let's go this way, because what you're going to do is fold it in half. Okay. And you're going to use the egg wash that's in the potato. Kind of bring it to the edge, because that's going to seal your dumpling shut. Egg wash is a wonderful ingredient. Really pinch it down around the edge, so it's basically like a large empanada or a gyoza or a pot sticker. Pot sticker! Hurrah, shitty walk. Whoops, sorry. It's not really PC. Tone it down, yes. You can save this dough for later for other uses. Let's just put it right here. Okay, I'm going to pinch the edge, so 2 fingers together and you'll get a little rise between each one. This is a pie crust edge. Okay. Okay, keep pinching. Pinch. If you are watching your wife pinch the pastry right now, go ahead and give her butt a good pinch. Thank you. Good job. Okay, look at that. It looks like a pizza pocket or a calzone or any other number of pastry delights. Let's get out a large plate because I want you to keep your beautiful pastries chilling in the fridge like villains while your meat cooks. Okay? Onto a plate. Let's do one more together. Slide that baby on over. Thin it out maybe a little bit more in the middle. I chose this recipe for numerous reasons. One of them is I like to challenge myself. Bryn Madden, I know you are the same way. Let's do something we've never done before, but do it on camera. What a great idea. Okay. Let's bring another pile of your egg, herb, potato, onion mixture onto that pastry. Okay. Whatever way you think it's going to fold better, maybe bring some of that egg wash to the edge because you know you're going to give it a good pinch anyways. Bottoms up. Pinch, pinch. Okay, fold. Pinch it down nice and tight. Ooh, shove that little sucker back in there. Get in there, you little tighter. Okay. If you can push the air bubbles out before you really seal the edge, that's probably great. Trim it up with your knife. See, this is where colder pastry is nice. It doesn't stretch and move. It's much easier to manipulate. Okay, do the edge pinch. Edge pinch, edge pinch, edge pinch. Okay, we're almost done, guys. What you're going to do with the rest of your afternoon is keep an eye on that stewing meat. And when you feel like it's ready, you're going to lay these on top of the stew meat. You're going to put the lid back on, and you're going to put the whole rig in the oven, probably 350. For a half hour, 45 minutes, maybe an hour. You want your pastry to be cooked through. I don't want you to pull it out of the oven too soon and serve your guests something doughy. And when I mean guests, I mean little Bobby and Joey that are sitting on the couch fighting over Xbox. They're gonna like this, I promise. Pastry in the fridge. Okay, chilling like villains. Let's wash our hands because they're probably covered in pastry. I know mine are. And wives, ladies, whoever's cooking this, if you have a floury hand and you're mischievous like me, go ahead and smack somebody with it on their butt preferably and leave a nice white handprint. Okay, I'm gonna show you mine. I'm gonna show you my Boova Shenkel. Get your minds out of the gutter. This is rated M, not R. Oh my goodness. Speaking of which, do y'all know what letter is a pirate's favorite? Most people think it's R, but matey, it's the C. Okay, there's one joke of the day. Here we go. To show you my Boova Shenkel from earlier and what yours might look like. Here it is in all its glory. Can you see? Oh my fuck. Look at that. Do you see it? Do you see the juice? Oh my god. They're gonna like this, I promise. They're gonna love it. Let me get a bowl and a large spoon, and I'm going to pull the serving out so that I can taste this with you guys. See, yeah, you don't need milk sauce. You can pour the gravy juice all over it. Okay, I'm probably gonna burn my tongue on this, but for the sake of television, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Okay. I like the edges usually, but look at that. Oh my goodness. Apparently little boys' legs are delicious. Just don't tell your kids when you're feeding them this that it's called boys' legs. Always smell it first. Oh my god. Ow! Oh my god. I love it. It's so hot. Well, thanks guys. I had a lot of fun exploring a new recipe. How far did we get as far as time? I'm doing better at timing this shit. Well, stay sane in a mad, mad world. I love you all. Thanks for tuning in. And if you wouldn't mind, please share this. If we can get me to go viral instead of this goddamn virus, I could maybe make a career out of being a cooking show host. I need all of you to hit share, like, follow, subscribe. All right, I'm gonna go crush this bowl of Boova Shenkel. I love you guys. Happy cooking.